This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So a 37 meter, 121 foot yacht crashed into a cruise ship in the Bahamas. The vessel hit the cruise ship Allure of the Seas. The cruise ship was docked in Nassau at the time on a 4-day cruise, I believe. As you can see in the video here, there's a chap from the cruise ship shouting a lot of stuff, which is quite annoying. But the yacht seems to have had some control issues and has broadsided that cruise ship. The yacht will have suffered damage to her bow, which we can't see in the video.
Oh yeah, that's for sure about to hit us. They're hitting us. Oh no, they're gonna hit us. Oh! Damn! Damn! We're going down, we're going down.
There's going to be a very expensive bill in terms of that mast. You can see that the Visa antenna is literally ripped off, well, almost ripped off the winglet on the mast there, and it's actually damaged the winglet of the mast as well. That's going to be expensive. If we slow down the footage, you can just see, as he raises his camera up, you can see the rotating radar antenna as well, which is at the top of the mast, which has also been knocked down, and you can see it fall down onto the deck. Now, as you can see in the video, the satellite dome hit the lifeboat, or the underneath of the lifeboat on that cruise ship, and that's what caused it to be basically pulled off. Now, the yacht has a GRP hull and superstructure, so the damage to the hull of that vessel will probably be much more extensive than it would have been if it had been the steel hull. If it had been a steel hull, it probably would have got some dents. The cruise ship probably got some scratches and some paint removed. Unfortunately, we can't see the hull after the impact. The super yacht is a 37 meter or 121 foot yacht built in China by Nordhaven Yachts, delivered in 2013. The cruise ship, Allure of the Seas, was the largest cruise ship ever built on a launch, 363 meters, which is almost 1,200 feet long, 225,000 gross tons, and she has a beam of 64 meters. She's wider than that yacht is long. So there's, no damage will have occurred to that cruise ship. Just like I said, maybe some scratches and some dents on the side. No reports of any injuries to any people involved. Also, no word on what caused the incident, but judging by the video, it's most likely some sort of control failure. It's unlikely the person on the bridge of the yacht didn't see the 360 meter cruise ship, right? All right, we'll move on to our next story. According to reporting from build.de, the shipyard FSG and Nobiskrug are bankrupt. The Flensburger Schiffbau and Gesellschaft, FSG, and Nobiskrug in Rendsburg have filed for insolvency. The companies belong to the investor Lars Windhorst. Now, it's believed to be a lack of new orders, which has meant the shipyards have not been functioning at any sort of capacity that they need to stay in business. FSG has been in business for 150 years, although it has had to be saved from bankruptcy several times. In 2021, the Tanner Group, which is run by Lars Windhorst, took over the company, and FSG then took over the insolvent superyacht manufacturer Nobiskrug in Rendsburg. The company that runs the electrical grid for the shipyard wanted to switch off the power at the beginning of December because the contract had expired and no bills had been paid. The only reason the shipyard remained on the grid was because there was a ship from the federal police in the shipyard having work carried out at the time. The workers at FSG have gone on strike and picketed at the entrance to the shipyard in November after complaining that not only had they not had their bonus for work completed, but they'd not even had their salaries paid into their bank accounts. Now you know why. Yachts previously built by Nobiskrug include motor yacht Artifact, which is, I believe that's the last vessel that they delivered, which was in 2020, and owned by the BlackBerry creator, and the sailing yacht A, the massive 142 meter a sail-assisted yacht built for Andriy Melnichenko, currently under control of the Italian government due to the sanctions because of the Ukraine-Russia war. All right, speaking of sailing yacht A, she has just sailed from Trieste in Italy to Venice. So the yacht has been arrested, as we mentioned, since 2022, and it's been controlled by the Italian government since. However, the vessel, because of its size and limited facilities in Trieste, she's pretty much been at anchor since the beginning of her arrest. She was actually in the shipyard in Trieste, having worked on the front mast because of some damage sustained. But the yacht has essentially been moving around due to the weather conditions in the area, and has occasionally sailed. At least one other time we know of, she's sailed to Venice. As you can see in the AIS footage, the vessel is now at an anchorage and is being bunkered by a refueling barge. So why Venice? Maybe the captain's favourite coffee shop is located in Venice, but seriously, maybe they're using the trip, maybe they do occasional trips just to make sure everything's, working properly. We don't really know why they make this occasional trip to Venice. Now, one of the side effects of this vessel being held in this way is that the crew on board will be getting a lot of sea time. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, most yachts spend a lot of time laid up, and when the crew are working for the next rank, the next position, like a deck officer is a second officer but wants to be a chief officer or wants to get his captain's certificate. Well, it's the same with the engineers, they want to be chief engineer. They need sea time in between those qualifications that they get. What do I mean by sea time? Time at spent at anchor is included in sea time and time at sea. Like just being on a vessel when it's moored in a marina is not sea time, right? So you need like 36 months sea time before you can go for your next qualification. Okay, so it's almost that time of the year for the Yacht Report's 2024 Super Yacht of the Year. We'll be posting a poll very soon to get your votes. This will be for which yacht you, the viewer, thinks deserves the prestigious award from the Yacht Report. Now, currently on the list for the 2024 Super Yacht of the Year is Motor Yacht Nord, which is last year's winner, and I think it's won in the last 2 years. Motor Yacht Kismet, the new one that we featured at the Monaco Yacht Show. Motor Yacht Lunchbox, which is owned by Mark Zuckerberg. It's called Launchpad, obviously. Motor Yacht Dragonfly, formerly Project Alibaba. And Motor Yacht Koru. Now, they're currently on the list. Now, if you wish to nominate a super yacht for the award that's not already on that list, please post a comment below. Start the comment with Super Yacht of the Year or SYOTY, Super Yacht of the Year nomination. And we'll correlate, what are the most popular comments by you that should go on that list, and we'll add them to the list for the polls so you can vote on when we put that poll out. All right, guys, we'll move on. We've got a Friday Yotspot. We haven't had one for a couple of weeks now for various different reasons, which I'm not going to go into. But the first one on the list here, we've got Motor Yacht Lunchbox, which is my new name for it because I think it's funny. But Motor Yacht Launchpad in San Diego, and it was sent in by SV Reefer. This was on the 11th of November. It was actually filmed. 118 meter, 390 foot, 5,500 gross ton. Fed ship, delivered in 2024. Originally built for the Russian Vladimir Potanin, but delivery was withheld because of the sanctions. So he sold it to Mark Zuckerberg. Like I said, seen moored here in San Diego with a shadow vessel Wingman, which is, by the way, still broadcasting as DAPL on Marine Traffic. But I think it's a Marine Traffic thing, as it shows up correctly on another website that we use to track vessels. Next on the list is Motor Yacht Venus. This is in Gibraltar in October 2024, sent in by Peter Coates. This was built for Steve Jobs, and it's 78 meter, built by Fedship in 2012. Unfortunately, Steve Jobs passed away before the vessel was completed. The owner is now the widow of Steve Jobs. And the vessel was designed by Philip Stark. All right, next on the list, Motor Yacht Flying Fox. This is in the Royal Lang Kwai Marina in Malaysia. And it was sent in by S.Y. Tukan, and they're from Canada. Now, Flying Fox needs no introduction. The massive 136 meter, 446 foot super yacht was built by Lursen, I believe in 2019. The yacht is a charter yacht and has seen the likes of Beyonce charter that vessel. In 2022, she was temporarily detained in the Caribbean after the Russians invaded Ukraine. However, the vessel was released and she headed to Turkey, where she was laid up for quite a long time, over a year. Now, the vessel was sanctioned directly by the US government because of connections with the former yacht management company Imperial Yachts, which is now no more. And then the vessel severed ties with that company, and those sanctions were recently lifted, and the vessel has been recommissioned and returned to the charter market. All right, next on the list, motor yacht Ad Astra, taken while sailing in Hong Kong last year. This is a crazy looking thing. It looks like a bird of prey from Star Trek, doesn't it? There's two vessels that look identical that were built to this design. And this is obviously one of them. All right, some quick fire ones now. We've got Motor Yacht Nord in Abu Dhabi. These were taken on the 25th of November. Credit is unknown. Next, we've got Motor Yacht Rocinante. This is in Punta Arenas in Chile. A lovely place. I've been there numerous times. Credit by Zach Birch. And the owner of this vessel is Gabe Newell. I think he still owns it. Next on the list, Motor Yacht Luminance. This is a credit by Barton Yuri, I believe his name is. Unknown location. The owner of this vessel is the Ukrainian billionaire Rinat Akhmetov. And then we've got Renaissance. This is in St. Martin. This is the Dutch side of St. Martin. A credit by Ian Glenday on board the cruise ship Equinox. He took the picture when he was on board. And then we've got Motor Yacht Dragonfly. This is the 142-meter Lursen. This is in Portsmouth and was sent in by Joseph Brahem. Now, in episode 397 of Super Yacht News, we broke the news that the vessel had been sold to Sergey Brin, who was an American businessman and co-founder of Google with Larry Page. The vessel was originally built for a Russian owner who never took delivery because of the sanctions, and the vessel was sold to Brin recently. All right, guys, that's it for this episode. If you've got any information for us that we haven't gone through today, please be sure to get in touch. You can get us in the ticker, the email address in the ticker. You can get us on the About page of YouTube. You can get us on Instagram, Facebook Messenger, Twitter, and all that jazz. Be sure to like the video, very important for the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for future notifications. Don't forget to, if you want to nominate a yacht, be sure to post it in the comments. Put SYOTY nomination and then the name of the vessel, and we'll go from there. We'll post the poll over the weekend probably. All right, guys, whatever you're doing this weekend, have a good one, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.